What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Soul Clinic, where we exchange testimony like normal conversation. This ain't no cigarette. What it is a cigarette. It's a CBD cigarette. This ain't nicotine. I don't smoke nicotine products. And I'm really like more CBD infatuated than THC as of lately, because like THC, like that street weed, that real loud pack snuff, I be like too mentally and psychologically sluggish. Like my mind would be lucid, but it'd be like, I don't know, kind of just like to be a little more. I like to be mellow, but not like, I don't like to sink, if that makes sense. But yeah, like basically like this concept of protagonistic and antagonistic energy, and how those two extremities of energy, like protagonistic being like hero energy, antagonistic energy being like villainous, you know what I'm saying? It had me thinking about the role of Professor Snape. See, and even in a sidebar extension of that particular subject or character that I'm referencing, like basically people, when you hear people living double roles, like sometimes like the villain is really the hero, and sometimes perception is so, it could be wishy-washy. Like sometimes the villain is the hero in their own mind. Like to them, they really believe that what they doing is for the sake of, it's almost like a Thanos type thing. Like in his mind, he think he doing good. Not just Thanos, like the philosophy that rears and nurtures the idea of what people believe to be not negative or positive or like whatever. But in the case of Professor Snape, he's a peculiar case because his aura was dark, but his heart wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like we went 7 movies, or 8 movies technically, 7 books of dealing with the mystique of a character who you couldn't really place. But if you had to place, it was like, I guess by default he would be a villain because of the side or the house that he represented. He was Slytherin. He was with the snakes and the slimes. But just because he was raised amongst the slimes didn't necessarily mean that was the basis of him being house dead. It didn't make him a slime, but technically he was the biggest slime because he was incognito. He knew how to play his role, but he knew what side. He was loyal to himself. He loved and had love for the mother of somebody he wasn't very fond of. Harry was like, he reminded him too much of his father. And, at the last minute, Harry figured out what it was all about. And that's the whole thing. The truth always comes to light, even in the most desperate situations. That's why when people gaslight you, and it seems like the forces of this system are, ganging up and, sewing the threads of their alliance, you gotta take that as a good sign. Just wear that shit. That's all it is a sign. You gotta let the story unfold, man. The Professor Snape Syndrome is a very, as I said, peculiar science about a peculiar man. He played both sides, yet still remained honorable. And that's to say, we all got a bit. Everybody got a shadow. Everybody has a shadow. You know what I'm saying? And you know, philosophically, allegorically, esoterically speaking, you know, the Most High want mercy uh, for your enemy the same way He want for you, because we all are. I ain't gonna say we all His children, but redemption is a principle that truly exists. And we see that within Professor Snape, because he saw both sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Certain people call the positions they don't even ask for. Don't be mad at them. Don't be mad at them. I ain't saying don't be a critical thinker, but don't be a critic. Don't be like wantonly judging without the miscellaneous details. That's what it is. The devil was in the details. You know what I mean? That's why people don't like to get into them, because the truth can be too much for people. But if you know what I'm saying, getting painted as the villain right now, and you know that you got protagonistic energy, because I would say this also, there's a difference. There's one underlying difference, and that's the intention. The intention of people. They say the road to hell was paved there with good ones. I feel like in every direction you go, you're gonna run into some hell. You know what I'm saying? But it's just consequential of the program. Like, we're gonna go through hot, heat of the moment situations where everything we prepare for is gonna be a new level that we gotta, wear the burns, because we not as resistant. We building resistance consistently, but you can't always say who's who. You know what I mean? And it's never wrong to question yourself. It's never wrong to question yourself. But as long as you know what you're doing is right, just know that don't mean that what you're doing is right. So clinic, man.